Yeah, we're just doing levels today. I already did my daily, so I can't even do those. Oh! I haven't done my dailies yet, I guess. I suppose. Sancho, I have conceived an idea most ingenious. I will do my Limbus Company dailies.
단체로 왜 저렇게 떠들썩한 거야? 뭔가 싼데.
Oh boy. We do this. This. Let me see what everyone's defense skills are. What do I need for it again? Okay. Okay. So we go here. This is complete and utter cope, but you know. I mean, this is probably more efficient, honestly. Yeah, and that's everything I need. Perfect. Okay. We are gonna lose the roof space, but eh. And then we throw a Skull Buster. And get them Vlad the Impaler over here. Holy shit. Oh dear. Oh, oh Jesus Christ. That was quite a bit of damage. Please don't lose coins. You need the charge. Hi, Clever. Okay, perfect. Yep. I've been working on my charge team. Yeah, I got the R-Corp Heathcliff. He's getting immediately replaced with multi-crack Heathcliff. I can't do my mirror dungeons. I have already done my one for this week, so. Oh. Yeah, and so we're actually going to be running with this charge team for a while. I did not see the event pack. I don't know what that is. Oh, for the mirror dungeon. I did actually get that one. So I don't know what the fuck was happening. I assume those were the sweepers that they mentioned previously.
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
Yeah, that was a quite a long fight.
재밌는 거라도 봤어?
I did not read it. I just powered right through. Hey, hold on. Heathcliff, please. I know I have no wrath skills to power your thing. No wrath skills to power your fucking haste passive. But also, I hate you.
공간을 뭉갠다.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 차오르면 보는 맛이다.
Hi, Virgilius.
빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 거지.
Are you serious?
이번에는 제대로 들어가. 그래, 딱 반쯤 죽여버렸군. 13조
Oh, he's out of ammo. I love how reloading is like a rare effect. My brother in Christ, bring more ammunition. I think he is 6, but I'm not sure.
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
Yeah, my guy doesn't even get the first 2 coins power. Unbelievable. What a terrible unit. He's barely a charge unit. He gains charge technically.
근육이 신나서 날뛰는 건 더 해치울 거 없어?
But I guess he still got the most damage, so it's fine. I forgive you, Heathcliff. The vehicle. Yeah, Wild Hunt is way more fun, but he's not a charge unit, unfortunately. Once we disembarked the bus, we made our way to this unfamiliar vehicle of sorts. Its interior was mostly metallic, filled to the brim with convoluted-looking machines. Yeah, they mentioned that in the time-killing time thing. Or no, they actually at the beginning of Canto 6, actually they mentioned it. And on the opposite end of the entrance, a massive door loomed over us. No, because they were like, oh, why isn't there any bodies with all the people disappearing in the district? And then, well, I don't think it would update for me because the notes unlocks as you get through the story. Or are you saying you should check? But they were like, oh, why are they disappearing? And someone was like, it's probably because of the sweepers. And they were like, and Merceau, it was probably Merceau. Merceau was like, actually, that seems illogical, as it seems we would find at least one body. This is assistance from P-Corp in the process of developing this device was indispensable. Wait, that means in cohorts with young Cesara, are you? Yeah. Hoy day! Much did I aspire to regale her with the tale of the contract's glorious completion of mine heroism and bravery. It's quite unfair to thee to meet her all by thy lonesome, young Faust. She calls Faust young. That's fucked up of you. Because it's true. It's just I think it's just a fucked up thing to say. It's like maybe if I was old as you, I would be I don't know. Your concerns will be taken into account next time. Faust seemed relieved. Oh, worry thee not, for thou hast availed us of the sights of Limbus Company headquarters. Thy tit hath been tatted for. Because their job is to clean garbage, so they don't need to devote 100% effort. They just go right past. Yeah. Well, I imagine it's just like, well, they got it handled. There are numerous reasons for which you were yet to be allowed into the headquarters, but as it would be a fruitless effort to explicate them all, we will not cover that subject here. Glad to hear we're not sitting through another lecture. The primary reason is, however, that there were several limitations to bringing the members of our department to the headquarters, brought upon by frequent transnest movements and irregular scheduling of our missions. Why'd you say all of that if you're gonna explain anyway? Because Mouse is like, also, there are about 100 other reasons, but I'm not going to explain them. Multi-crack Heathcliff has that. Oh, wait, there were sweepers in Ruina? Wait, more importantly, what's that about collaborating with P-Corp? Boy, here we go again. P-Corp's singularity can be summarized by the following 4 words. Expansive space warping technology. Oh, right. Didn't you say that Miss Sassara told you something about how the principle of P-Corp singularity is a lot like how La Mancha Land works? Right, La Mancha Land was much larger on the inside than it looked from the outside. It might be in Limbus, actually, that we suck a lot more than the characters in Ruina. La Mancha Land was much larger on the, yeah. Oh yeah, I've been meaning to ask. Don't other wings already make liberal use of different kinds of space-expanding singularities? It's... how should I put this? Isn't that a bit too mundane of a city tech for P-Corp to call space manipulation its unique thing? That was quite the intelligent question. Faust genuinely taken aback. Compliments, how nice. Ishmael is correct in suggesting that technology to expand a given space is commonly employed technology by other wings as well. An example of one such invention making use of this space expansion technology, but isn't a P-Corp singularity, would be Mephistopheles. The ultimate purpose of P-Corp space expansion technology is to create the safest place in the world. A perfectly protected construct, its interior sheltered from the world outside no matter how severely its exterior is battered. Have a sound structural integrity no matter what. Its interior is safe from any and all harm. Therefore, the more expensive the P-Corp product is, the safer its interior is from damaging outside conditions such as extreme pressure or shock. Perhaps the way in which the interior is completely insulated from the outside is comparable to full disconnect from the outside world by sheltering in a separate dimension. It's comparable, but it's not that. Fuck you, W Corp. You're poor. I can't believe you would go through of actually sending us to a different dimension. We can just make it as if we're in a different dimension and it's just as good. In conclusion, the exterior of this vehicle utilized P-Corp singularity, which means that it can protect its interior from all forms of impact. Not to mention that it has enough room to hold more than 13 people inside. Are we getting shot out of a gun? Don't dimensional trunks or containers also transport things to other dimensions? Sync? Why are you freezing up all of a sudden? There was this creepy story that used to circulate among kids back when I was in school. Here's how it goes. So a Deviant Association employee makes a delivery to a house, then looks away for a second, and a curious kid crawls into their courier trunk and... I'm gonna stop the story here. Look, that story kept me up at night for a whole week, okay? I couldn't have stopped having nightmares about that scenario where... Hey, come on. Sometimes a story is just a story. Not necessarily. Unfortunately, that story that inspired Sinclair's week-long nightmares was most likely an accurate retelling of a true story. Several regulations were added to Hana and Deviant Association's rules to prevent cases of people being stored in dimensional containers. From a certain perspective, it may be said that the warp technology employed by W Corp shares a degree of similitude. The parallel lies in the fact that it also transports humans to a different dimension, the difference being that they are packaged in a safer manner. Therefore, perhaps enough of a connection exists to say that they operate on the same scale. Anywho, the point is that we'll always have access to the headquarters as long as we have this vehicle thing, right? This will certainly make the logistics of communication and supply much more convenient. One question, however, how does the company plan to move this instrument, as I suspect that would be much trouble on its own? Has that detail been hashed out yet? No. In order to establish a more tangible level of communication with Limbus Company headquarters, an effective means of transportation such as this vehicle will be installed in the nests across the city. In summary, an efficient means of transportation such as this vehicle here, developed using P-Corp and the aspirant W Corp's technology, will gradually be installed at various points across the city. In every nest? Of course not. The technology is still experimental. It is astronomically expensive to install and operate. Virgilius gave us a firm clarification. Activating now. Faust tinkers with various machines and contraptions within the vehicle, and the giant door from earlier began to tremble, making a loud noise. Wherefore is that gate over yonder shuddering so? Energies, now linked, are routing toward that gate. When the gauge displays around the glowing door filled, the door began to slowly open. Entering now. When it fully opened, Faust made her way inside it like it was just another door. Well, let's follow her inside. There was a bizarre, incomprehensible noise of machines coupled with low, droning noise. Yes, we have arrived. Welcome to the Limbus Company headquarters. This place is teeming with people. Man, look at all the people on the screen right now, dressed in all sorts of odd outfits, walking briskly between their busy schedules. I hear heavy doors opening and closing from here and there, alongside that odd sensation I've been feeling from time to time. Is the floor of the LCE department. LCE? Hopefully we'll get to proudly stride in through the HQ's front gate one day. Yeah. Hohenheim, like that... the medieval fucking alchemist guy? Oh, right. What's the other one? Who's the other one? Otis. There we go. And we can go... Well, I'm missing 2 of my units, but that's fine.
준비는 완료했습니다. 준비는 완료했습니다.
청소 준비.
준비는 완료.
출발합니다.
자, 불 뜯을 시간이다.
Good enough. And Yi saying you can also come.
명을 받듭니다. 정리 작업 시작합니다.
Oh my god, he's a nerd. Right, are we waiting for something to happen, or are we all suddenly unfamiliar with the concept of introducing ourselves? Oh, he's using... he's using an ego. Given that no one appears to be willing to introduce me, allow me the liberty of self-introduction. My name is Hohenheim, the chief researcher of this company. Yeah, Shock Centipede. I was looking at it earlier. To be precise, he is the chief researcher of the LCDE department. Fuck you, Hohenheim. To be more precise, I am the chief researcher responsible for the entirety of Limbus Company. To be even more precise, the only reason he retains that role is because Yisang and I have been excluded from the research personnel files due to our statuses as sinners. Someone must stay behind to continue the research after all. Ah, so you two are friends? Honglu, there's no fucking way. Honglu is doing this. He's doing this on purpose. There's no way he's not doing this on purpose. I love Honglu. He's just like, I'm gonna say something annoying on purpose. Yeah, my theory is that he acts stupid because he doesn't want his family to fucking kill him. He's just like, I'm gonna pretend to be an asshole so no one thinks I'm a threat, or not an asshole. I'm gonna pretend to be a fucking moron. So everyone's like, oh, they're not gonna give Honglu the fucking family fortune. Well, it seems entirely unnecessary to establish a label on this relationship. It could be said that we are acquaintances who routinely and unwillingly maintain a regular level of communication with one another. Holy shit. Every Faust hates Hohenheim, I see. I'm in agreement for the first time since we were acquainted. I hear that our department has reached out several times to yours to remind you of this regular checkup. The nature of the LCB department necessitates that we are constantly on the move from one nest to another, which makes it rather difficult for us to give you an immediate reply. I would have expected someone like you to be already aware of this obvious detail. Yes, I was very well aware. I'm also quite aware of the fact that your department has been giving us that same reply over and over again, like an answering machine. This must be Dante, the executive manager of the Limbus Company Sitters. I'd like to say hi, nice to meet you, but I don't suppose you can hear what I'm saying. The manager extends their greetings. Charmed. It is grueling and arduous work to be in a position of leadership, especially when communication issues come into play. He is not happy. Get this man some antidepressants. Holy shit. Sometimes I cannot help but wonder if my researchers and I are even speaking the same language, so I do commiserate. The holy fuck? Oh, they're all wearing ego gear. Okay. I was like, that one's on high. That one's literally on fire. How odd their clothes are. Yes, allow me to introduce you all to Martin and Alyssa, two of the few researchers directly in my command. Are they wearing the gear extracted from abnormalities? But how? Happy to have someone who recognizes them. Are they like gear scavenged from the former L Corp? Well, there are partial similarities to their gears. Enough differences are present to distinguish them. Marceau, I know this for some fucking reason. Merceau, I don't know what his last name is. Indeed, we attempted our own brand of extraction successfully, I might add. Well, the news of the production of Ego Gear and Limbus Company's style was already received. This is the very first time they are observed in person. So you must have abnormalities contained in this facility. That's why I've been sensing abnormalities in here, huh? But I'm sensing distortions in Picatula, too. Indeed, as they are containment and research subjects for the LCE department as well. I was closely observed the Ego Gear Hohenheim was wearing like an exceptionally harsh judge in a fashion contest. Apart from a few imperfections in the finish, the level of ego extraction visible here is quite acceptable. Input appreciated. This is a product of thousands of repeated experiments and subsequent failures that have been meticulously conducted and studied in order to extract it with an acceptable level of stability. But at the end of the day, I did it, like I always do. You did it? Are you sure you want to take all the credit when your team is standing right behind you? Where are you? Oh, piss off. I'm going mad surrounded by these self-absorbed twats. Oh my god, Heathcliff. Heathcliff says what we're all thinking. I'm just about to get ready to get violent on some poor bastard. Let's get on with the checkup so we can get back to the bus, yeah? I feel the very same urgency you express. There is much we must cover, regrettably, given that this is the first ever regular checkup performed as a group since your employment. Faust also does not wish to pass more time without substance. Let us begin. Very well. The first task shall be to assess your abilities in response to emergency situations. Wait, he just pressed something. Emergency situations? The walls of the laboratory suddenly started separating and sliding into place. When it settled, I realized that it had locked the sinners away in some sort of hold, isolating them from me, Virgilius, and Charon. What the hell? This is just an ambush. Yes, it is. The purpose of this test is to measure your behaviors in response in case of a surprise attack. So, ambush it is. Was this discussed beforehand, Virgilius? You look anxious, Dante. Well, I suppose you weren't let in on this either. I wasn't, for your information. Virgilius is like, Dante, you look really confused. Me too. I love Virgilius. Just go with their flow, Dante. So it goes would be an apt response. I'll find a room somewhere where Charon and I might sit down and enjoy some nice tea. Come find me with Faust once this is over. And don't bring anyone fucking else. If I see Yi saying, I swear to God, I will strangle you. Charon wants cake too. Oh hey, we've got some leftover cake from our last office party. Come this way, please. Oh, it's horns. An employee appeared and led Virgilius and Charon away into a nearby office room. Okay, so this is a regular checkup, huh? Let's get this done. Okay, it's just Picatula, so... I don't... No! Okay, I'll just have to wait a second turn then.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
It's not the Envy Picatula, which is a step up, I think. Give me barrier. Don't have sex without protection. Says W Corp. Bring charge barrier. Okay, what am I missing? And V. And Wrath. We're just gonna use the normal rip space for fun. Because it's getting deleted anyway once we use the ego.
내 앞을 막을 자는
자,
없어.
이번은 이쪽으로 모으고
And
준비하고 있습니다.
씹는 맛이.
oh, it was enough to kill, I guess.
소란이 줄었네요.
Fuck! I forgot the wrath. Oh well. We got it this turn.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
이제야 완성되었나?
Okay. Pretty good.
자, 이번은 이쪽으로 모으고
And that was almost a full clear. Honestly, I'll just save the ego. I could have just hit damage.
소란이 줄었네요.
Okay, well, I guess we'll hit the big beefy one. Wait, hold on, I have to double check. I saw that skill was named Piercing Lust. I did not see if it was actually a pierce move. This is important to the lore. Oh, I forgot to do Envy Res. Any of it. So we're not even gonna get that much. We didn't get that. We didn't even get that much charge. Oh well. We got this fight on lock anyway. Okay, and then we just throw these here.
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
Limbo's company.
소란이 줄었네요.
Come on, Honolulu, please.
효율적인 차도 있습니다.
You can't really be getting a conto with behavior like that. Right, it's not a chain battle.
전투에 임하겠습니다. 정신이 물러 터졌군요.
Yep, and here we are.
완성되었나?
다음은 어디요?
Oh, by the way, I didn't acknowledge it, but hello, local idiot, or if we're using Roman numerals, local idiot 1. We went through various tests, including command ability trials using Picatula and Vidia. Hark, Manager Esquire. Hey ho, I have attained a score most perfect. I have obtained a paycheck, Manager Esquire. Yes, yes, and it comes with health insurance. Health insurance with my job. How delightful. Dante stares, eyes glittering at Dante. Health insurance, can you believe it? And Dante's like, yes, I can believe it. To be surpassed by Miss Don Quixote in a contest of knowledge, must I delve further in my studies? Hey, you saying bud, they were testing our Fixer Association knowledge, huh? Totally. Honestly, she's got more than enough Fixer fixation for the entire buzz. All kinds of general knowledge, trivia, quizzes. What's the first thing you focus on when meeting a new person? Are they after me? The look in their eyes? How strong they look? Bloody hell, this ain't easy. Your leadership style is strong, decisive, and goal-oriented. Oh my god. Marceau could write a fucking PowerPoint. You are Marceau? Weird. Marceau doesn't have a leadership style that we've seen, so we really have no evidence to the contrary. We were finally allowed a quick break after going through all kinds of mysterious, strange personality tests as well. As an INTJ, I think the rest of you are fools! Next, basic fitness test for all sinners. We can finally get started on the real meat of this checkup. Wait, then what were all those tests you guys were running on us? They were conducted in order to collect various data that the LCE department has been missing. In other words, we capitalized on this opportunity to fulfill our private curiosities. Still, I'd say it was very productive. We now know a lot about you guys that'll help us support the LCB going forward. Alright, we're gonna go over some tests that can be conducted in groups first. Please form a line here. Oh! Oh my god, roll credits? What, like this? Let's get this over with. Looks like we've got a long day ahead of us. Wow, these are some comfy clothes they've given us. Right? I could totally... What? I saw the word right, and I looked left and I saw Heathcliff. What have they done to Heathcliff? Oh no! Right? I could totally see myself wearing these to sleep. To sleep? They're LCE property, so you better return them as soon as we're done here. Gotcha. By the way, can you take a look at my wrist here before we actually get started? I've been feeling a bit of soreness there. Dante won't turn the clock just for me, you know? Turning off the clock for such trivialities may cause the formation of an unfavorable habit. Perhaps Marceau can remedy your pain. I'm always prepared to administer necessary aid should you request it. Actually, you know what? I'm totally fine now. Don't you worry. Please stand still. You think I can't see some of you on your tiptoes? You'd be very wrong. Heels on the ground, please. People on their tiptoes. Oh my god, wait, Rousseau is so fucking tall. He's... Oh my god, he's 185 centimeters? What the fuck? Hold on, I actually have to get I have to get a good reference for this. Oh, that's not actually that tall, but he sure is a lot fucking taller than everyone else here. Don is the same height as Mario. This is a fun fact. 155 centimeters. This is a fun fact. Mario could go right there. Yeah, I know Mario's exact height. I'm a real fan. Look, I'm gonna look at the Mario wiki right now. Oh my god. Wait, I just found the Mario wiki, and it's Mario, and it says games featuring Mario. It's just fucking all of them. Holy shit, that's a lot of games. Mods! Hi. And can you snuff out your cigarettes before the test begins? Oh, this one isn't lit. It's just here so I can look cool. How do you do, fellow kids? I love Gregor. My guy has bought one cigarette. And what about bold but scram? Okay, so the basic group tests are complete. The test is whether we could get Ryoshi to snuff out her cigarette, and the answer is no. I seem to have forgotten something quite important I had to establish prior to beginning the test in earnest. I need an assistant. An assistant? I need an assistant to help me smooth out the testing procedures. You got two of them already, right behind you, if you need directions. Oh, we're not Mr. Hohenheim's assistants. We're specifically assistant researchers. Yes, of course. There's much that distinguishes these two occupations. I would like for you to one of you to be my assistant for the duration of the checkup. He's gonna pick Faust and to be like, haha, you're my assistant, and Faust is like, okay, idiot. I still wear 2 pairs of pants and you have 0. Rhodia suddenly raised her hand. I wasn't planning on asking for volunteers, but now that you've raised your hand, I'll give you the floor. Don't ask me to do it. It's just not my vibes, you know? I'll take a researcher job, though. I'm a big fan of her style. Rhodia trailed off, greedily caressing the clothes of one of the researchers. What? Rodion's like... Rodion's like, hey girl, are you a woke moralist? Because I want to be up yours. Is Yuri dead? Isn't he still around? He was definitely around. Oh, I was thinking of Rodion's friend. It's a Russian name. Something starting with an S. Yeah, Sonia. There we go. Sonia. That's who I was thinking of. But yeah, Yuri is the dead character. I didn't really have you in mind anyway, but duly noted nonetheless. Hohenheim writes in journal. Writes in journal. Bulletproof glass barriers. I'd also like to refuse your nomination. No. Faust is on top of it. The position of an assistant to Hohenheim implies that said assistant is, when it comes to skill, inferior to the person they are assisting. You are intending to insult me by nominating me as your assistant thusly. Again, I didn't have you in mind either, but your passionate expression of intent is nonetheless appreciated. Oh? Wait, maybe Hohenheim's got some... Wait, he's outskilled us. I wonder who came up with this brilliant idea of putting two smartasses together to waste time pointing out each other's minor mistakes. If I were to talk about myself, I want to open by saying that I was a class vice president at school, a diligent model student who assiduously facilitated the tasks of the class president and... What's with everyone getting so anxious to get picked here? Do you fellas actually want to be his assistant? Getting in the front and center of things is just bothersome, you know? I kind of felt like I had to apply for the position for some reason. Well, the decision has already been made. Do note that the selection criteria is fully based on my very subjective opinion. You there, orange-haired sinner. Oh! Ishmael almost threw me to the ground as she confidently showed up to the front of the line. Holy fuck! Ishmael's like, get the fuck out of my way, Dante! Finally I get a win! Finally! Ooh. Greetings, Mr. Hohenheim. As you may be aware if you've taken a look at my documents, I've rarely let anyone down during my various tenures at offices and associations. You'll have nothing to worry as long as I'm by your side. Jesus Christ. Also, can I add this experience to my resume if I ever get a chance to submit a transfer request to work at the headquarters? Didn't know you were still holding on to the hope. I called on you to ask you to move because you were standing in front of the sitter I chose. Wait. Everyone turned around to look at Heathcliff, who was absent-mindedly scratching at the... Heathcliff! No, wait. Hohenheim's my friend. Me? Huh? Me? It seemed that Ishmael was even more shocked than Heathcliff was. Wait, but why? I'm right here. Why would you pick someone like... It is a common misconception among many researchers to assume that the higher their level of education and the more elaborate their resume, the better candidate one makes for a research project participant. But that's just common sense, isn't it? At least when it comes to research? However, were you aware that most great discoveries are made from a potent mix of spontaneity and intuition? A perfect descriptor for our friend here, I would say. So true! So true! Someone finally said it! My God! I love you, Heathcliff. What say you, Heathcliff? I believe that this aggressive and passionate approach of yours gives you more than sufficient qualification to command and lead them in my stead. Is that right? He replied, scratching his head. To be honest, now you say, you were kind of looking forward to getting picked, weren't you? It is but fate that things that were once good in the eyes of the mainstream are to be made less desirable with the passage of time. And when one does indeed fall out of favor, the intelligentsia of the bygone days must rightly excuse themselves to the realm of memories and past. Has an opposite of free, also a music type. Crap. That is true. I'm glad to have you on board as my new assistant. Righty-ho, so, what am I gonna do now? Nothing too complicated. You only need to liberally express your free spirit just as you are now. Ah, now I see what he's doing. Hohenheim sure knows which one of the group to coax to make things go over smoothly. Torso bounce, also music. Trap is like a... It's sort of like... I'm talking out of my ass, but it's like a spiritual successor to like... fucking... dubstep, kind of. Loosely. I'm gonna get fucking crucified by any fucking music heads in chat. But thankfully, they're not here. Torso bounce. Thrust. No, that's four. That's more than 4 letter. Jump. Martin whispered quietly at me in a voice that I could only I could hear. 5 letters.
계획보다 더 일찍 의뢰로만 쇄니다.
Chest.
저와 파우스트의 뛰어난 능력 덕분이죠. 여러분의 노력도 나쁘지 않았어요.
Heathcliff's. Oh my god! No, he's doing something. You know, he cooked. They cooked. They cooked. Heathcliff seemed eager to, as Hohenheim had suggested, express his free spirit to the best of his capabilities. Right, you there, get in line. Single file, lads. Let's make this easy for all of us. Let's make this easy for us all. But aren't you also participating in the test with the rest of us, Heathcliff? Jazz with 3 Z's. Yeah, but I'm the assistant. I'm the assistant, baby. Oh my god. Since when do you wear glasses? Glasses are basic apparatuses of all researchers. This is a lie, by the way. Look, slightly pushing up on the glasses helps us to put on an air of studious, learned individual, like so. D. Dance? That's bullshit, honestly. Dance is not a fucking type of music. Just like how slightly pushed up the frames of my glasses while wondering what to have for lunch makes it seem as though I'm contemplating on the more profound aspects of life. Oh, and let's not make this any harder than it's gotta be, lads. Stuff out that sing in your mouth. Been a while since I heard a pig squeal. No, actually that clue is actually incredible. That's actually a really good clue. Oh my god. By the way, whoever wrote this, I'm giving 1 billion fake dollars. And by fake, I mean imaginary. But they do get 1 billion fake dollars. Oh, okay. I think it works better the other way around. Blimey, can't you just do as I say for once? Huh, he's actually pretty effective. Seems that we are now ready to conduct the tests. Finally. The primary purpose of this test is to see on a physical level how your current abilities scale compared to yourselves before your hiring. I see, so they're trying to see how much they progress since before they joined the company? I had a feeling this would happen, but the mere mention of the words progression caused a rather loud ruckus among the sinners. If I were to speak for myself, Executive Manager, I can confidently say that the thought of progressing as a person in all aspects of life is ingrained into my very being. Thus, as a fruit of those efforts, I have grown to be much more precise and scathing in my critique of others' mistakes. I like how the Otis grip, there's like when her dialogue comes up, there's like a leather gripping sound, which is funny because it's like I'm pissed off and I'm gripping my jacket. Is that progress though? Perhaps I have learned to let certain thoughts rest in favor of others. I once allowed myself to be trapped in overlong ruminations on worries of all manners, idly abiding as I was consumed by my very thoughts. Now I have come to accept certain things as they are. Ooh! Dante's like, oh, he's saying... And I have come to sometimes allow my mind to form bereft of rigorous reason, floating away gently as though on a rolling stream. Is that not quite pleasant? Okay, I guess that is progression of sorts. I'm pretty sure I'm less of a picky eater than I used to be. My grip strength is much stronger too. Oh, look, I think I'm getting calluses on my palms. Well, you don't really have to try to prove it to us, because the enemies we're fighting have been getting stronger too. That's an undeniable truth. We did experience a pretty spectacular year, you know, and we got barely anything out of it. A brutal year, yet so potent with significance. True. I guess growth really does come with time, huh? Right, I feel like the bonds between us got a lot deeper. We've all gone closer, you know? Like glue, except for Ryoshu. The hint word is 6 letters. How many letters? France. I win. Like glue, huh? I like it. Gregor is like, I'm glad I'm not glue after I had to wear that fucking horse costume. Holy shit. A certain misunderstanding seems to be brewing in tandem with this uplifting exchange of heart-to-hearts. Let me give it to you straight. All of your abilities were diminished the moment you were hired by this company. Equally defanged and depowered, if you will. Equally defanged? In other words, all of your abilities have been brought down to the, yes, to the same general level as our 11th sinner here. Why am I your point of reference? If this is what you meant earlier by growing closer like glue, then I suppose it was quite the apt choice of words. Oi, take that back. I take it back. So you're not really that much stronger than I am, huh? Wow, Sync, is that the sound of your sense of self-preservation shattering into the ether? Oh, I thought it was a It Takes Two to Tango reference. That's it, you bloody... Excuse me, I need to know why that happened. Did we all get depowered because of the golden bow? Wait, does this have anything to do with those chains that appeared when we first entered into a contract with Dante? Indeed, one of the powers of golden bow is connection. You are now all fairly evenly and equally mediocre. Hohenheim's comment and subsequent stare seemed a bit targeted. Think of it as something akin to... I think of it as something akin to Clement deterrence employed by the Lobotomy Corporation. So the truth is finally revealed. That is why I, Otis, grew so pathetically weak the moment I joined this company. Ah, okay. So some of them are definitely bringing down the power level. 7-letter food that can be found in a shell. Fucking cheese. What thou implying? That thou hast always been known? Of course! Had I been in my prime, I would have wiped the floor with you miserable doormats in a matter of seconds. Cheese is 6-letter. Cheeses! You wipe floors with doormats? Man, we're all so prone to saying whatever once the burden of proof is gone, huh? So that's why my murderous arm's been quiet ever since they hired me. It didn't really have anything to do with my heart after all. Gregor? Oi, what's the use of all this chatter? What matters is that we've all been brought down to the level of the lad. But I got calluses on my palms. Yet not all of the Golden Bow's effects must have been a detriment to us. Yi Sang started, carefully attempting to navigate through a conversation that appeared to be turning into a tinderbox. Was it not the advantages granted to us by the Golden Bow impaled in the pallid whale of the Great Lake by which we triumphed? What, really? Correct. Had the pallid whale been at its full strength, it is highly likely that we may still have been trapped inside its stomach, struggling to survive. Also, it can be said that the diminishing effect was not applied in equal measure across all affected subjects. That makes sense, I guess. I never could have knocked teeth out with one punch if I was only as strong as Sync. It's a real handy trick, you know? They gave Heathcliff a sweatshirt. This is awesome. Additionally, certain individual quirks cannot be suppressed by the Golden Bow. Certain quirks that one may consider to be an individual's idiosyncrasies. Oh, so that explains Ryoshi's impressive blade work with Mr. Bumble back at the T-Corp factory. Huh, won't waste my breath boasting. Coconut. Yeah, you can find a coconut. You can find a coconut inside a shell. You never do, anyway. Well, if your strengths have indeed progressed since the onboarding, then the average must have risen as well. One of the purposes of these tests is to measure that very difference. So what exactly goes into these tests? I know there's a district that uses a machine that can analyze most aspects of the subject with a quick scan. So is it going to be something like that? There are dozens, if not hundreds, of ways to determine one's abilities without the assistance of machinery. In fact, I know a perfectly appropriate methodology for this group. A perfectly appropriate methodology? We spent some time out of our busy schedules to tailor each test for a sinner of the LCB. That was pretty tough, I'll have you guys know. Tailored tests for each sinner, huh? I don't really like the sound of that, if you ask me. We will utilize the Picatula and the distortion phenomenon. Huh, that doesn't sound much. Hold on, I think something's fucking burning. I have to go check. I have to make sure there's not a fucking fire. Huh. Strange. Right? Honestly, for all their talk, I thought they'd come up with something more impressive than that. Assistant! Alright, that's enough chatter. Now get in there. Coat. Oh my god. I can't believe we get more Heathcliff lore. Ooh. Trithermos.
말뚝을 쑤셔 넣어주 청소 준비 완료. 아, 정리
I
작업
hope Gregor and
시작합니다.
Verso aren't paired up because I don't have anything for them. Let's see. The first one on the block. Heathcliff had already been flipping through the papers in his hands. What an unfamiliar sight. Right, you and you there, inside, now. Heathcliff, the assistant, pointed toward Honglu and Sinclair. Hello, 1-2 testing. Am I coming through? As you might be well aware by now, the Picatula are entities that have failed to even distort. It seems like we'll be fighting the Picatula again. Oh, right, I have a question. It's something that's been nagging at me the whole time since I arrived. Aren't these tests basically just us killing people for no reason? They're all safely contained, which means that they don't pose any danger to anyone. Why is he being such a bleeding knot all of a sudden? Oi, we've been slaughtering countless scores of those sods. What's the holdup now? Really, doctor? Really? My famous doctor's coat. Yeah, but we didn't have any choice back then because we were on a mission, and do you believe that taking a life to live is unlike taking a life for the sake of it? I do. I understand. It seems that human memory is, after all, made to be finite. Save for a few exceptional individuals, people are prone to misplacing memories even from yesterday. So who are they, Dante? Who do you believe they are, this group you lead? Given the expected communication difficulties between us, allow me to make this a multiple choice question. 1, family. 2, friends. 3, colleagues. I guess they're closest to colleagues? Dante says 3, colleagues. Honglu is practically squished against the containment unit window, holding up 3 of his fingers. He must have heard us talking. Incorrect. It's none of the above. The truth is they are sinners, not family, not friends, not colleagues. Prisoners. I know. But the knowledge of something and the acceptance of it must be distinguished. I learned that people are prone to forgetting their places when the going gets easy, when life becomes comfortable enough for them to consider the luxury of timely meals to be a certainty. Thus, I find these reminders to be quite useful. These sinners, bound to Limbus Company, are still fettered by their chains and shackles. Naturally, they have no access to such a thing as the right to refuse. Or would it be easier for you to accept that fact if I were to suggest that you consider this but a mere extension of your responsibilities? I know they're sinners, but you can't talk to them like... translations are unnecessary. I think they get the picture of what was said, given the atmosphere of this room. Dante, when you agreed to the contract, you must have made a deal of sorts, to gain something to your benefit, am I correct? It was, There must be so much that you would like to know. Perhaps your desire to get them back is what stops you from simply quitting. I mean, Hohenheim, do you have any idea who I am? And that's it's not rhetorical, it's a genuine question. If you have answers, you could tell me. What I mean to say with this little demonstration is that no one in this room has any right to grumble or refuse. Faust, is he usually... Yes, this is his usual demeanor. Hello, I know I'm not the one to talk, but you don't exactly have a lot of friends, do you? Holy fuck. Those who rise above their peers tend to attract a certain degree of hostility from others. Now, shall we begin? We are severely behind schedule. While the combatants do what they do, please pay attention to the following presentation about the Picatula projected onto this glass panel. This lecture has been prepared with the assumption that its students have an average level of knowledge, so if you consider this presentation to be boring or too difficult to understand, then you may consider your knowledge level to be below average. All this material seems quite elementary to me. Not sure what's so difficult about this. Oh my god! What did they do to Heathcliff? Yeah, save that for when the lecture actually starts. As you must already know, there are 7 categories of Picatula, and as far as I'm aware, the highest stage of Picatula as you observed was in stage 3, so far at least. Wherefore didst thou utter a little muttering of "so far at least" at the end of thine words, good sir? Sharp. Well, it's simple. We researchers have a habit of avoiding absolutes in all things. Never say never, or so they say. So you're not ruling out the possibility that we might be running into Picatula beyond stage 3, huh? Indeed, we prefer not to put down such arbitrary limitations. Anyway, the first type of many Picatula to be covered today is Picatula irae, red Picatulum of wrath. The nature of fire is to burn and burn until there is nothing left to be burned. I see. They're quite literally burning with rage. Now that I think back on it, didn't you express something like that before, Sinclair? I remember you screaming so fiercely that you could hardly control your own body. On the other hand, I don't think I've ever seen you get angry or upset on that. That's because the realization of meaninglessness extinguishes the reason for the spark to start a fire. Holy shit. Most people, everything's meaningless. Thumbs down. Honglu, everything is meaningless! Oh, I see now. No matter how much Heathcliff or Miss Otis bully me, expressing my anger at that is meaningless at the end of the day. Okay, I did enjoy it a little when I had to accidentally step on Heathcliff's toes, but what exactly is the takeaway supposed to be here? Yes, that is exactly how it is. Oh. Oh, holy shit.
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
Huge? It's not really that huge, but you know. We're not exactly making good progress given that we need to, we have a time limit. Throw this one here. We'll save that for higher health enemies.
불길 속으로 가주거라.
This Honglu is not actually that helpful because he's an entirely a support unit, but at least he's level 50. This one? Yeah, this one.
불길 속으로.
Oh my god! The throat goat, unbelievable! The throat goat returns. Wait, do they have tier 3 Pikachu in here? I don't like that, because that would be fucked up. Those are strong.
불길 속으로. 그 오물을 떼어내주지. 가죽어라.
Oh dear.
자, 이분은 이쪽으로 모으고.
Oh no. Okay. Hello, Spans 189. We're doing... I'm almost caught up with the story. Oh my god. If only this ID wasn't a support unit. Well... Oh, yeah, that was actually quite a lot of damage. Oh, nice. I will try not to spoil anything for you. Oh no. Sinclair, what are you doing? It's fine. It's fine. We're not getting the EX clear. We're not getting the EX clear. Oops. You know what? Let's just use a bunch of defense skills. He has 151 HP, and we can use a defense skill for some shield.
이상 승객을
Pocket.
정리합니다.
we're defending. Why is Honglu fucking hanging out? He's actually chilling.
아이쿠.
No, none of my defense skills went off. It's because Sinclair is so fucking fast. Holy shit. Sinclair just went ape shit. Holy fuck. I won. We did it. Sinclair just says, yippee, we did it.
그녀에게도
And
인정받겠어.
Honglu's just a fucking... He's just nailed to the floor. Sinclair actually crucifies him. That's fucked up of you, Sinclair. Why would you do that? Oh, I haven't done pulls. I don't have you yet, right? Right, it was this one that I just pulled. Well, okay.
이걸
Oh,
이렇게 쓰였나
okay.
보네요.
Hello.
저리 가라.
Oh, Sunshower Heathcliff. Streamer luck. Yeah. I know Sunshower Heathcliff is bad. How did I get so many boxes? It's because I've been playing for a while and I don't use them. It really is just like I have received them and I've been playing for a while. I've been playing since season 2. Just not every week. So I've received a bunch of boxes for fun. So, anyway, whenever the spoiler's about to happen, post in chat, because I don't know when the spoiler happens. I haven't played this yet. Oh, 3 people. No, I have to clear. Oh, hold on, I have to clear that. It's gonna bug me. Okay. No. Hold on. Okay. All right, that was really important. Oh no! We're so fucked. Hold on, we can hold on. Can we get yeah. Sure. And Gregor is also here.
최선을 다해볼게.
준비를
화점에 두.
최선을 다해볼게. 하라고? 나? 뭐 최선을.
Next up, you three. Let's get in there. Indoor voice will do, bud. We can hear you just fine without you shouting at the top of your lungs. Now let us discuss Peculum pigruciae Slav. Stones are sturdy, but that's all there is to them. They're directionless and unmoving, completely surrendered to inertia. They are trapped in their current lot in existence until someone else comes along to roll them away. Truly, there is no better symbol for sloth than them. It is efficient to live within the bounds of rigidly established routines. Getting lumped in with these two is making me real self-conscious all of a sudden, like I'm just some lazy incompetent. Do not compare yourself to Faust, Gregor. Should Faust become the point of reference for one's competency, the overwhelming majority of the city's population would be deemed incompetent. Wait, not the overwhelming, but hold on, Faust thinks there's people who are like better than her. This is incredible knowledge. Who the fuck can outwit Faust? She knows literally everything. She said so. She does wreck the curve. I'll admit I'm not the most diligent person in the room, but I'm taking back that comment about being incompetent. Check this out, fellas. I'm not rusty just yet. He says as a level 22 identity. Charging alone into danger poses. Too late. This will be harder than expected. Let us provide assistance. Gregor being like, alright, oh, you got identities? I have 0 Gregor identities. He's just hanging out. No, I could, but I don't want to. Oh right, why am I even bothering? just use defense skills, boss. I don't know what to say.
서울을 건다.
The dessert of sweet ice? Like, fucking sweet ice? I don't know, man. Shaved ice. Shaved ice?
좋아, 간다.
육청.
하겠습니다.
We've done it. Oh, what the hell? What does that mean? What does that mean? I've literally never seen this before.
혼수는 금기다.
Aunt? That's a mechanic in the game? Oh wait, we're actually neutral here? Wait. Gregor going crazy? He doesn't need to, though. Wow. Gregor getting a cool 2 damage.
살을 베어
Wait, why did we not get extra charge there? Ooh, sorbet is a good one. Wait, Gregor's coming in for the kill?
벤단 사월을 건다.
Ooh, Gregor, you've done it.
벤단 사월을 건다.
Uh-oh. Wait. Gregor, use ego. My god. He's fucked.
벤단 사월을 건다.
Gregor wins.
저 택을 안내해주지.
Oh my god. Candy hearts? They're fucking chalk. But I don't think that there's a name for them that I can think of. Sweetheart is true. Somehow Gregor's still alive. He's hanging out. Surely Gregor can get this kill.
벤단 사월을 건다.
I don't think Gregor can get that kill. Also, what the fuck is this? This skill is goofy. I love it. Once you get a little bit of charge, it just says... it just says... Yeah, on... 4 coins plus 7. What the fuck? What a good identity.
좋아, 간다.
효율적으로 잘했습니다.
We're so stuff getting hit.
사기를 갖는다.
Okay, I didn't get the EX clear here either. Rob, that's true. Yeah, because if you overcharge for something, you're effectively stealing money from them. You could rob someone or steal from them. Also, where did I get all this charge from? K-Corp Hong Lutz, Vigregor, Ring Otis, Base Heathcliff, and Faust. No, but the base Heathcliff goes crazy. I used Ring Otis for a while, and she's pretty good. I don't know. I have Kikor Ponglu, never used it. I don't think I've ever seen Zweigregor. But if you are gonna use a base unit, Faust is a good one to pick because her, ego is really good. Six letters opposite of a loser. The winner. Winner is not a name. Well, it is in my household. It's mine. Oh, that was a tremor burst. Victor. Well, 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 if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. I've only passed it up to do one of these. Wait, Gregor, take the hit. Wait, Gregor's actually going crazy. Oh, that was a multi-hit move, apparently. Yeah, I said Victor. By the way, does reverb go away? Jesus Christ. You know, what egos does this guy have? Base ego, whatever.
된다면 사활을 건너.
By the way, this thing has 1 billion HP.
수많은 것들이 옥죄어 온다.
What do you mean? Is this like unclashable? What? Oh, he's also 1 speed. What the hell? Oh, right, because he also gives himself 5/5. I see. All right. Gregor, you're gonna take another hit for the team. Maybe if I had an actual Gregor ID, this would be going better. But I don't.
내 팔은 뼈에 있었어.
1 damage. Oh my god, we get to claim their bones. Unbelievable.
좋아, 간다.
출력 최대치.
Oh no. My bones got claimed. Oh, never mind. Its bones got claimed. I don't know what just happened. What just happened?
이 정도 승리는 당연한 일이죠. 파우스트의 지식대로 움직였으니까요.
Oh, he just does that? That's awesome. Okay.
잘 들어왔네.
Do I have anything fun?
가볼까?
You know what? How much? If I put in all of my tickets. Fuck it. Right, I don't have anything. Well, I don't want to use all my tickets. We're just gonna use Amazon. All right. Also, we're using Wild Hunt Heathcliff for this.
잘 들어왔네.
명을 받듭니다. 명을
잘 들어왔네.
There we go.
가볼까? 늦겠다. 뛰자.
One of my roommates is like, did a terrorist attack just happen? And I'm like, no, brother, go back to sleep. Next is gulag, gluttony. Roots of plants dig through the dirt in search of nutrients. What distinguishes them, however, is that they are not satisfied with satiation alone. The roots continue to grow, seeking an increasingly greater supply of nutrients. Hang on a minute, what's this? Heathcliff, after flipping through a few more pages ahead, he looked at Hohenheim and shouted, "Are we really gonna do this song and dance for each and every one of these Pikachuum? Why don't we lump them together like how you paired us up at Sinners?" Sure, honestly. I'll do that after this battle. Huh, running low on patience already? Only simpletons would make such a basic suggestion. It's a standard protocol, in case you weren't aware. I am also unhappy about this process, but sometimes we just swallow our complaints and do as we're told for the sake of proper test results. You make a valid proposition. Very well, I also fail to see the necessity in fighting these Pikachu one by one, especially given the busy schedule ahead of us. Your suggestion is accepted. Assisted. Huh? What? Really? Aren't you the one who suggested it? If we didn't have to fight them one by one anyway, then why didn't we do this from the start? Because testing them one by one yields a more accurate result. Studies suggest that the margin of error may grow by 0.06% when testing multiple entities at once. I see, but I say the benefits of a smaller margin of error outweighs the convenience of lumping them all together. Why don't we proceed as planned? Bloody hell, just let it go, yeah? Yes, Otis, come on. It was very careless. This is why I think we could risk a 0.06% greater margin of error, right? Indeed, it's sometimes necessary to prioritize efficiency over the pursuit of perfection. I'll abide by the executive manager's judgment. Very well, then allow me to explain Pikachu Gloom as well. Have you ever immersed yourselves in deep waters? Quite easy to sink to the depths, no? However, the deeper one sinks, the harder does it become to rise again. The pressure suffocates you from all directions. No matter how much you thrash around, desperately looking for something to grab onto, all you find is futility. Such is gloom. I suppose one of the few benefits of working for this company is that its constant motion gives no time for such emotions to drag us down, especially now that I have some level of confidence that they might actually keep their end of the contract. This is John Pride, by the way. Ooh, sounds like a disagreement's brewing. Even after I've joined the bus team, I still feel like I'm floundering deep in some ditch, you know? Even though I'm only here because I want to be here, but still. Are you sure you're in that ditch by choice? Maybe you just don't know how to rise to the surface again. Huh, I don't appreciate hearing that from someone who doesn't even know that I'm talking about. Huh, well, I'm all ready to go. In you go. You too, assistant. You aren't exempt from the test. Huh? Me too? Perfect timing. I've been getting a bit tired of all this mental exercise. Right then, let's wrap this up quick. And Heathcliff is just down. I love you, Heathcliff. Oh my god, it feels good to have Wild Hunt Heathcliff back. Types of books. A novel. Oh, Dullahan. Oh, he's so cool.
시간 끌지 말고 길에서 비켜.
불쌍하게 울부짖는군.
주라디야, 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
길 좀 막지 마.
Both puzzles. Romance.
끝내지.
무차 잠들어.
Okay, we have a few coffin. We may have one or two coffin.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
불쌍하게 울부짖는군.
Romance, horror,
시간 끌지 말고.
sci-fi, fantasy. Oh my god, Heathcliff, no! Heathcliff!
주라디야, 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
Heathcliff.
목을 내놓고 있도록. 받을 수 없다면
Oh, missed the kill on that one.
갈까?
Oh, Rodion may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. Some of you may die. That is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
목을 내놓고 있도록. 비명을 질러라.
Oh, we froze on that for a while.
끝내지.
Okay.
주라디야,
Oh, this is a cool looking one. All right, let's lament. Lament, mourn, despair.
목을 내놓고 있도록. 야! 직접 후회를 새겨줄게. 야!
Those are some unbreakable coins. Begins 5-letter name begins with S. Is this book related still?
나서도록 할까?
Oh. Sure, let's just use that.
베어내리.
Man, the matchup with Otis here is not especially great, it
쓸데없는
seems.
관심 필요 없다.
막을 수 없다면 직접 후회를 새겨주지.
God, Heathcliff is so cool.
무차 잠들어. 끝인가? 정말 한 톨도 남지 않았나?
Alright, there's my ID. Spans 189 if you're still here. Woo, yippee. Honestly, I'll post it in chat. There we go. It's easy as pie. Is that the phrase? Is easy as pie what you say? Piece of cake. Do not take 10 plus hits during the encounter for each identity. Okay, that should be easy. Okay. Hold on, let's just use the support one.
이제야 부르나. 좀요.
Oh, hi, Ricardo.
빨리 시작하시죠.
Yeah. I don't remember what my support units are. But if you... One that's capable of just carrying you through pretty much anything is Wild Hunt Heathcliff. He's pretty... I will say, pretty strong unit. Well, they weren't too much trouble. Next up, you two. Get in there. Ryoshu, let's do this, I guess? Sounds terrible. What? She wants you to switch teams? Really, now? What's your problem this time, Ryoshu? Your dull harpoon doesn't interest me. Is Ryoshu flirting with Ishmael? Is this like... Is this like some sort of psychotic... like pickup line? Oh, the switching teams isn't referring... Okay. It's referring to Ryoshu wants to work with the Pikachu. Okay. It's told so much that I doubt it could even impale that sickly nerd over there. I don't think she'll have too much trouble impaling Hohenheim. I'd much rather watch that Blood Fiend fight again. Thou speakest of me? That's a... 'tis quite the pickle. Oi, she wants to switch teams. Is that alright? Of course not. You heard the man. Let's go. I'll admit that my harpoon's not as sharp as it used to be, and I'll admit that I've lost a bit of my edge since then. But we're all sailing on the same boat. I'm not gonna hold you or anyone else back. I'm always ready to go for razor sharpness when the need arises. I'm swapping you out as soon as you start making a fool of yourself. Dante! Yes, I thought I've been clear enough on this. Switching teams ain't a thing. Catch them superbiate. Pride. Hohenheim droned on as if the bickering sinners didn't exist in his world. Wheels, symbol of technology and the vector of humanity's ultimate pursuit. The wheel, in its boundless pride, rolls on in search of the perfect circle, something unconquered even by the sun. Yet it remains uncaring for the flesh it rends, nor the grass it tramples in its path. Isn't that just confidence, not pride? You can't get anything done by just sitting idly in peace, in place. One might even say that pride is but another name for overconfidence. It oft claims trailblazers are of those who have never tasted failure. Huh, someone like you, Hohenheim? Well, that certainly is a perspective. Next up is luxuriae, lust. Moving on just like that, huh? The meaning of catchy luxuriae, lust, is not exactly what it says on the tin. More illustrative description would say that it is yes, an obsession to spread a fragment of what forms the self, a desire to propagate, to breed. Yeah. Of course, there is more to this concept than just that. While the word itself may be subject to interpretations limited to the carnal understanding, to share one's knowledge, one's ideas, to invite others into gaining the understanding of a sliver of oneself. You seek to express that such things are lust as well. I feel like that's a cool interpretation. Not bad. I always appreciate these discussions with the learned. There never is any dead air. Admit it, Heathcliff. All of that flew right over your head, didn't it? Why even ask? Unnecessary? It's a rhetorical question. Shut up and get in there. My God. Ah, so I want to do this. And this one? And then we can just throw this one here.
흑수묘, 빈박질 준비.
That coin was spinning around for a little bit. Man, these skills, they linger on the coins for a little bit. Yep, I'll get to it right after this. Okay, don't take hits. That's the thing. I'll get the request right after this battle. Mine with
전투에 임하겠습니다.
Mind whip.
터졌군요.
Oh, it just gets an extra coin for fun?
사람이 줄었네요.
You know, just for the culture. I mean, an extra coin is way more impactful in damage than in clashing anyway.
전투에 임하겠습니다. 아직 죽지 마. 가치 없군. 죽어라. 소란이 줄었네요. 소란이 줄었네요.
Okay, and this is the tier 2 ones. Mind whip the wheel? Ah.
흑수며 뜀박질 춤. 숨통 끊기.
Oh. Let's see Paul Allen's coin. Okay, that's one hit.
정신이 물러 터졌군요. 전투에 임하겠습니다. 아직 죽지 마라. 가치 없군. 죽어라. 소란이 줄었네요.
Well, I think we got the EX clear on that one.
좋아. 생동감이 살아있는 좋은 공간이 됐고
Oh,
다음 먹잇감도 이런 식이었으면
I don't even
좋겠어.
have to. Oh no! Don't make me fight fucking envy Pikachu. That's not. That's not. I hate you, Hohenheim. You suck. Fuck you.
출발합니다. 출발합니다. 출발합니다.
Oh right, I almost forgot. Here. Oh wait. There we go. You know what? I mean, I have Manager Dawn. It's just at level 1, up Taiwan. And it's not like I'm getting any use of out of the charge anyway. I don't know which one is yours. So I'll just use this one.
책임은 모두 내가 진다. 라만 차렌드를 뒤엎는다.
Oh, there's a different selection line. Fairly nigh is the time for young Yi Sang and I to face the test. The nature of our trials shall take form as Perpetua Invidiae. I assume that we have all had first-hand experience with static shocks. Oh, doth static shock have aught to do with envy? Anyone who's been subject to both static shock and the envy of others must know that the latter stings in the same manner as the former does. What? I ill comprehend thine explanations. I see. To explain in plainer example, Miss Don Quixote, you've always been fond of and held great respect for the illustrious color fixers. Am I correct? Verily, I should be second to none were my passion for them to be measured. Now, imagine yourself at a convention of sorts, in which the said illustrious color fixers are holding an event to disseminate their autographs, and imagine that you are a part of the excited queue. Oh, indeed, I have mentally placed myself there. Proceed! Thank you, Don Quixote. Yet, in great misfortune, the event comes to a close mere moments before you are to receive your autograph. Alack for woe! Fate playeth such cruel jest on my pitiful soul. Now, do imagine what sort of emotion would you feel for the fellow fan who received the final autograph immediately before you were to receive yours, ere the chance was robbed. Well, 'twould be quite the jealousy burning within mine heart, a painfully tingling sensation in my... Oh, my, you certainly enjoy explaining things, don't you? Suppose all scholars are kindred spirits after all. Yi Sang and Don Quixote hanging out? Wait, I love the Yi Sang as DM energy there. Yeah. You certainly enjoy... You too, quit the chin wag and get in there. Fairly, then onward to new adventure that I shall follow. Oh, Yi Sang, if only you weren't so awesome. If only you weren't so cool. Okay, what is this? Why are they electric? Oh no. Sancho, I have conceived an idea most ingenious. I don't know how this thing works, so... Oh. That's messed up. Wait, there's two waves? I can't believe this. I genuinely don't believe that this is the best possible way this could go.
점 찍었네.
Somehow he won that clash. Yeah, I mean, I could have slowed down time, but also there's a second wave. Okay, so that clashable counter. Okay. Small problem.
작품을 만들다 죽을
small issue.
이상.
There we encountered a slight death-related incident.
예상한 일이야. 어버이와 달리 우리는 약하니까. 비록 지금
기차와 같이 달려나가겠소.
Okay, I will. I will try not to get instantly obliterated this time. Oh, this is. Oh. I brought the wrong Dawn.
난 포기하지 않을 것이오.
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
라만 차렌들을 뒤엎는다.
So the big problem was Dawn getting staggered. That was the real issue that we ran into. Oh man, we're so cooked. Oh no. Okay. Okay, I need to have Dawn protect herself first. Oh no, she can't do that. Definitely Wild Hunt Heathcliff. Wild Hunt Heathcliff is insane. He is so good. We are... Okay, There we go. Now I can do this. Okay, that should be good.
꿰뚫려라.
Okay, staggered instantly?
꿰뚫려라.
엎드리도록.
비뚤어져 그려.
Okay, no, we cooked. That was perfect.
점 찍었네.
Oh no! No! It's... Oh, right, they don't have any charge yet. So this is gonna be minus 40% HP. That's actually crazy. And if I remember, W Sang actually sucks. So... Oh my god, so many times.
이제야 완성되었나?
엎드리도록.
No, but I think the problem with balancing this is that Manager Dawn is very good, actually. Very good identity. I believe I read them once during Kanto 6 when I had to do it to beat the secret boss battle. I'm not gonna say spans is in chat, but you know what I'm talking about.
피를 마시는 순간에는
The funny little cameo boss.
가릴 것 없이 마음껏 마셔.
The haha funny visitor
수 있는 유일한 꿈이니까.
from another realm. Oh, wait, what happened to Dawn? What the hell?
이 소리는
Oh, big spoilers. So if you want to avoid the spoilers, I suggest you peace out for now. No, I've not gotten Fluid Sacrificed. I'm like most of the way there. I just haven't. Yeah, so 1, 2,
준비됐어?
3, 4.
주자.
Two of my normal. You know what? Fuck it.
청소 준비 완료.
We're gonna bring a fucked up evil team.
명을
잘 들어왔네.
앞으로
네.
And then Marceau for moral
작업
support.
시작합니다.
Foundation that led to this disaster was laid by none other than Yi Sang, whose only sin was making an innocent, tragically casual comment. Sometime after we ran our final tests. Please vacate the room, people. Cleanup coming through. Apologies, Miss Don Quixote has ought to. Prithee, avail me but a moment. The shoelaces upon Rocinante have come undone. What? How? I remember tying like 7 different knots on your shoes. Yet 'twere quite the hideous accessory to be forced upon Rocinante. I have tied one of them once again in the shape of a ribbon. Yeah, the knots didn't look that great. Ribbons are cute. Oh boy. Yet one must begin to wonder about the consequences of Miss Don Quixote freeing her feet from Rocinante at her present state. Whatever art thou suggesting? Rocinante is none other than mine eternal steed, bound to me by fate itself. None shall ever dare sever the bond betwixt us. It was a very query posed toward Miss Faust, yet I appreciate your answer all the same. And Faust's reply was what set fire upon that rather combustible foundation. I cannot know. But an obvious outcome, given that no relevant data has ever been collected. Well then, no time like the present to get collected, huh? Good thing we're in a lab too. Or else are we gonna get another chance to do that? This course of action is highly inadvisable. Yeah, it sounds like a bad time to me. I heard all kinds of horrible stuff happen on that train the moment her shoes came off. Sure did. But that's... was but an independent decision called by Rocinante itself due to certain extreme circumstances that had naught to do with mine will. Well, you know, potato. I was already quite aware that the core of that individual may as well lie in her pair of running shoes. Fie on thee! Thou shan't treat a person such as I as some useless shell. What if we slipped her shoes off and on really quickly? The standards here at FCE department demand precise measurements. In other words, these tests would be meaningless if all we are measuring is a hollow shell. A hollow shell! We haven't indulged your predictable provocations enough, Hohenheim. It seems necessary to remind you that you have not yet received the full report of what transpired during that incident. In other words, you are risking the occurrence of an unexpected event. You concern yourself unnecessarily. The construction of my laboratory boasts a rather solid build. Tugging at my collar. Not even abnormalities on the more powerful side of things can puncture holes in its walls. Oh, very well. I will not force your hand. However, due to your unwillingness, I am behooved to record as such in my research journal. Due to the concerned sinner's utterly terrified reaction to the prospect of having to remove her shoes, I must unfortunately leave only a half-complete test result here. Utterly terrified! Terrified! And for your information, these are research reports. Are stored for at least a decade. Yes, we will have possession of a full record of your plain cowardice for at least 10 years. Outcome. NA. Recent subject was too scared to participate. After much contemplation, I have come to the conclusion that dearest Rocinante deserveth a moment of respite as well. I, Don Quixote, shall demonstrate before thee that Don Quixote is Don Quixote in her core still, without Rocinante's assistance. Are you sure this is a good idea, Faust? Hohenheim, if your employment at Limbus Company ever comes to a unilateral termination, I suppose the cause will be rather apparent. Your highly irresponsible level of curiosity. Not a good idea. Got it. That would be my greatest honor as a researcher. Hey, if anything ever goes wrong, Yi-Sang will be on the ready to slip those shoes right back onto your feet at a moment's notice, okay? I shall be on the ready. Behold me not with such excessive anticipation all. There shan't be any new revelations here. Don Quixote begins to untie her shoes, seething. molding even. This is the 7th layer knot posed quite the difficulty. Young Ishmael, wherefore hast thou tied these cords with such unwavering tightness? I was hoping they'd be the last knot these shoelaces would ever tie. Of course. Ah, there we go. Rest thee well, Rocinante. For I, the sitters and I were all quite nervous, but none of us stepped forward to stop this experiment. Why didn't we stop this? Was it because we thought we knew removing Rocinante doesn't necessarily mean that she'll be losing control because we saw its effects on the warp train at La Mancha Land? Or was it because we assumed that Rocinante was now just a disguise, and now that Don Quixote has accepted her past as Sancho, removing it wouldn't affect her psyche at all? Whichever was the case, it was a mistake to ignore that nagging feeling. These researchers don't know what facing Don Quixote, Sancho, the second kindred, is like. We do. Our existence is death in perpetuity. Complete us, fill our hunger. We pray unto you, fill us with the blood of humans, the blood of humans. The teeming, shouting voices suddenly began to echo in my head. They're all the voices of all the children he had embraced. Or perhaps this was the blood fiend's instinct given voice, imprinted upon them at the moment of their birth. Proliferate this disease, embrace this unending hunger for blood, and propagate the family. So many voices, so much yearning, so much desire. Every single kindred that has ever existed in the past kneels before Don Quixote. Oh, dearest mother, as your children, when shall we be permitted to quench this thirst for blood? What the fuck? Dante's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I have to drink all the blood. All the blood that the family deserved to drink, I must. Dante, wake up. No, Dante's about to recite the manifesto again. Ain't this a lot like the last time at that building when the fire on their head suddenly exploded? I have to get a hold of myself. Thirst. My body can't even feel thirsty. This doesn't even make any sense. I'm okay now. What did you see, Dante? If we want to bring Don Quixote back, we're gonna need to quench her thirst somehow. We need something to sate the combined thirst, the desire of every single kindred. That's not good. Do you keep any blood in here? Let's at least try to quench what's... yeah, we have some blood samples if you need them. Have you all been listening to what the executive manager's been saying? It's the combined thirst of every single kindred. A few blood samples aren't going to do anything. So, you're gonna sit here and do nothing? Ain't it just a matter of getting her shoes back on? Right, Yi said, shoes, get the shoes back on her feet. I cannot. A bizarre wall of pressure surrounds her. This is one luxury cig. Good flavor. Rio's shoes just hanging out. She's like, man, I bought those luxury cigarettes with our last bonus pay. These readings are incredible. So much power, even in a state that is, for all intents and purposes, complete emaciation. She got a luxury cig for her last smoke. Oh, right! What? You egged her on knowing this would happen? I had many outcomes in mind. Some were quite similar to this, but this is beyond even the most extreme of my predictions. How the fuck are you so calm about this? We've got to do something! You haven't even seen how hard the last hits! What would be the use of panicking now? The outcome does not align with the predictions. The first course of action should be to analyze the given data. However, it doesn't seem like our containment measures will be the answer here. Thus, the task of stopping her seems to fall straight onto all of you. Time for us to pay the price of curiosity. Oh, that's like a Faust line from the book.
이 안정감 있고 부드럽게 잡히는 푹신 최상이군. 이런 푹신한 날은
Speaking of Ricardo, Can we win? I remember last time it was not easy. Oh, right, we didn't even, like, win last time. We just didn't die. You survived.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
That's not right. Oh, Sinclair! No, we're like cooked.
이 기회에 평소 지휘 실력을 확인해 보죠, 단테. 하던 대로 해보십시오.
But okay.
공격 범위 확인.
Oh, no, you saying it's just been completely and utterly cooked.
직접 밝혀주마.
Hi, Maruharu. Welcome to the stream. We are... I hope I don't have to win. I hope I don't have to win this battle.
그 우물을 떼어내주지.
이런, 그새 정신을 잃었나? 형제의 원한이다. 정부에 추가해두고 조만간 갚아주지.
Bro, that's a fucking weird thing to say, I'm not gonna lie. Is this an auto lose battle? Or am I actually supposed to win? Because I don't know if I can win. Okay, so I have to do good enough.
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
Do I have a Blood Fiends team? No. Not at all. I have two? I have two Blood Fiends, but that's not a team, and they're also not upgraded. Okay, I don't think I've done good enough, personally. Maybe if we can hit the stagger threshold, we can do something?
중지를 건드려.
Okay.
기억한 뒤 적결한다.
How close is she to staggering anyway? I mean, we're like halfway there. It seems really close because she has a massive fucking health bar. Oh, it's not once per, it's just once. I see. Well, I'm leaving. I'm leaving Faust to take the fucking L. It's I can't prevent one of the attacks from going through, so. Pray to God and spam win rate. No. Okay, I do just have to do damage for the rest of these. Oh. We'll just put a defense up.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
Mind whip! Oh, we lost the clash. That's a real fucking shame. Oh.
간단한 정리다.
What do we have left? No, Merceau's here. We're so back. We're so capable of winning. That's true. Just do one-sided attacks. It's not like I'm winning any fucking clashes.
점 찍었네.
Oh, we are not hitting that stagger threshold.
합격장.
No, Merceau. He was so young.
작품을 만들다 죽을 수 있다. 그 이상적.
한방
To
제대로
claim their fucking blood. Holy
재밌는
shit.
상대를 만났어.
Ricardo, this is no laughing matter. We're getting cooked. Are we sure I can't just lose here? Because I'm pretty sure this is not a winnable fight. All right, let's do one more try. Let's get one more good try in.
젠장. 어째서?
You know what? Let's put.
최선을 다해볼게.
And Gregor Samsa is also here.
좀 뜀박질 시간.
Just get good. I'm sorry. I'm not the one who had to borrow someone else's Wild Hunt Heathcliff.
이 안정감 있고 부드럽게 잡히는 푹신. 최선. 이런 푹신한 날엔 안 풀리는.
Yeah, I know. Alright, do we have any attacks that can do that? No. Okay. Probably. What the hell, man? What the hell, dog? There's like not much. There's not much I can do here. And we lose the clash. Somehow. And we won that clash somehow. You know what? I should have just used a I should have just used a fucking
가서 할 수 있는 건 다 해보고 오라고.
defense skill
거리도 안
there.
되는 놈들이니까.
Okay. Oh, wait. No. Yeah, unfortunately, I have to lament. I was like, this is a perfect chance to body sack. Nope. Unfortunately, it's not the perfect chance to body sack. Sad emoticon.
범위 확인.
합격장.
좋아.
What? Where did he get all that shield? God, fucking hog loose cook. I was like, hold on, why does Heathcliff have no HP? The answer is because he's all the bleed.
걔 오늘의
떼어내주지.
There's so much bleed.
출력 최대치.
My God.
아이씨 좀 피하면서 하라니까. 야. 저거 정신
Where's
차릴
the
때까지
stagger? So we have to get to 249, which is not that bad. It's okay. We don't have 6+ bleed. Okay, we can mind whip here. With the 7-day login ticket? I don't know what the options are.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
Why did I owe Dullahan there? Wait, that mind whip should have raised it a little bit. Is it just any ID?
눈에 바로 탑을 다 밀어버리는
You
놈이
can just get any one? Because in that case... Oh, wait, we got the stagger! Oh, you sang my goat!
지금 저놈들이 우리 식구들에게 이 모든 짓거리들.
There's no way. We got the stagger. That means we win, right? Yeah, I was just considering we could use an ego, but then I was like, well, I would rather use them to clash attacks. The charge barrier is gonna go crazy. Oh, Honglu's dead. He died to. He bled out, dude. Oh. Dude. Man, what the hell? How do we. How am I supposed to win? Also, how did I do so much better the first time this fight happened? There's no way auto damage is good.
점 찍었네.
God, he's gonna die. I need him. Oh no, Heathcliff is fucking gone. No, he's alive. He lives. No, he doesn't. Wait, he's still alive. How is Heathcliff alive?
시계 돌리느라 고생 좀 하겠다, 야. 뭐
No, he's dead.
잘만 싸워보면 좀 덜.
It's just the horse sprite was up for a lot longer. Man, what the hell?
공격 범위 확인.
I'm gonna actually lose the fight this time.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모없진 않았군요. 적합한 조치였습니다.
시계 돌리느라 고생 좀 하겠다, 야. 뭐 잘만 싸워보면 좀 덜 아프게 되살릴 수도 있지 않겠냐?
Enclair, Enfest. Oh, yeah. Enclair is actually good. Unlike the rest of these, Enfaust is also good. I guess G Corp Gregor has like a good passive. No, fuck it, we're doing damage.
실행합니다.
페이즈 2. 배달 보고도 및 통제 시퀀스 시. 침착하게 판로를 개척합니다. 샷! 샷! 샷!
Oh, and Sinclair's dead. Oh my god, Verso got up a solid 4 damage. Is this... did we... I must have to be the mother to all of them. The family's thirsted. Oh, ooh. No, my lady, you needn't be the mother of anyone here. Here, you are a sinner, nothing more. Oh, wait, Peak? Peak has arrived? Peak? Oh my god. We've done it. Yeah. I don't know. My vote's for Enclair. I will not place the blame of this incident on anyone, Dante. I understand that no one could have expected this outcome, given the dearth of intelligence regarding the binding tool the first kindred had gifted to the third sinner. Well then, I hadn't had that much first-hand experience with watching Virgilius fight, but this was certainly the most exhausted I've seen him after a fight. I decided to say nothing and turned the clock. After some time passed, Don Quixote, what happened? Did you lose consciousness, or did something affect your memory? Manager Esquire, my memories were fine, but I heard something as soon as I removed my shoes. Voices, right? Once again, you have witnessed me. Yes, the voices, so many voices. Voices? The voices of my family. But the blood fiends of La Mancha Land are all... Sinclair trailed off. Every single blood fiend left inside La Mancha Land was killed when the amusement park collapsed. In other words, most of Don Quixote's lower kindreds were dead. Fluid sac, yeah, that's the good one. Faust fluid sac, specifically. That is correct. But I cannot well explain how. The only way I might explain this is that it was as though my very blood remembered them still. I recognized some of them, and some of them were voices of those I once deeply cared for. It seems that I was, against my own desire, made to ascend to my father's seat. Perhaps I always was, ever since then. And I was struck not only by my own thirst, but the combined thirst of every single one of the children. Indeed, I am also bound by that thirst. It is only natural, because I am a blood fiend. Thus the pressure of it all broke my hold of sanity, and I hurt you all, as Don Quixote the blood fiend, a higher kindred, not as Don Quixote, a sinner and your friend. Don Quixote, this isn't your fault, it's... No, such words are now meaningless. You look down at her pair of shoes, their strings again neatly tied. The higher office will now be regularly supplying you with artificial blood packs. Hohenheim approached us after spending a while vigorously scribbling down something in his notes. The blood substitute will be very similar to real blood in terms of composition, and we won't have any issues with supply. I don't suppose you actually believe that mere willpower would be enough to withstand the surge? I have done quite well suppressing it thus far. Indeed, and that was precisely the wick attached to the ticking time bomb within the LCB. Must I remind you that the soundness of this limiter of yours is quite tenuous, as today's events have demonstrated? Is it your implication that the purpose of conducting this reckless experiment was to determine the full extent of the latent danger? I don't know, it seems like he was only in it to sate his curiosity. Call it merely the auspice of opportune convenience. This risk factor had to be measured sooner or later. Had I known the full extent of danger she posed, I would have immediately requested a forceful summoning of your department. I have cast a risk factor. Now, you may take 4 damage or let me draw 3 cards. Of course, as large as this void of unknowns was, we were able to fill it with much new information. Certain analyses can be drawn by comparing the reports regarding blood fiends in this very experiment. Let us discuss the thirst you experience first, for example, the combined desire of every lower kindred. Indeed, it is true, the Manchegan kindreds have been completely eradicated due to the events at La Mancha Land. But you still heard the voices of your children, yes? Even though you didn't have any. What are you trying to say? I aim to discuss the powerful binding force contained within blood. LCD's cooperative report explains that blood is not merely a carrier of nutrients, but something more, that it contains certain abstract values as well. Do I need to get 7 Association Faust for Fluid Sec? No, it's like generically good, I'm pretty sure. We sent in a complaint that the report was far too vague in its wording, and we received a reply on there. on-site investigative reasoning team leader spat out, the contents of which were equally fascinating. This desire of their kind, this thirst, is something that may as well be imbued and imprinted on the familia bloodline. Normally, the weight of that thirst is far too heavy for any individual to bear, which is why they propagate, to bear the unbearable burden together. But considering that all of that desire is now focused onto an individual, on account of the extinction of her entire family line, it is easy to see why her hold to sanity was so easily broken, no matter the strength of her will. She alone was made to bear the responsibility, the pressure, the duty of having to raise the family once again. And because none of those needs are currently met, there comes the endlessly exacerbating thirst, and more thirst. Hohenheim, what the hell is your problem, boss? It is quite fascinating to see how your kind preserves these very abstract values in the physical form of blood. The mere word thirst does quite the insufficient job of describing the intensity with which you have lost control. This was my oversight, I must admit. I do respect your efforts to be liberated from your nature, I truly do, but I also maintain that it is highly advisable for you to regularly consume the provided blood packs. Understood. But one day I wish to dismount from Rocinante, and walk bare of feet and feel the earth under my own skin. I was able to establish one positive fact from this exercise, however. What might that be? That there are those who would, quite literally, throw their lives on the line to stop you even if you were to take off your shoes. Oh, Hohenheim, you're such a sweetie. Unfortunately, I don't like you very much, even if you are a fellow Heathcliff appreciator. In other words, I don't believe it to be necessary for other departments to exercise any separate control over you. Well, now that I've had a first-hand account of your conditions, I will write the following in the report. Still quite unstable, yet, with the effort from the subject herself and efforts from various other environmental factors, the subject has been deemed sufficiently controllable. Once again, I do respect your efforts, or any kind of effort, really, because I've never had much use for it myself. What a fucking dickhead. My god, someone punched this man. Don Quixote took a deep breath and turned to face the sinners. By then, her eyes had regained their usual softer look. But sorrow was seeping through the tone of her voice, despite her theatrical manner of speech returning. Her tone reminded me of our time at La Mancha Land. My deepest apologies, dearest friends. Forsooth, I shall ever persevere to see that Rocinante my shoes are never to be removed again. Lass, you're looking at it all wrong. You're gonna remove those shoes one day, yeah? That's what you're gonna persevere towards. Heathcliff! I love you, Heathcliff! I think she let out a brief, quiet laughter. Ah, Manager Esquire. Perchance, is there aught that thou concealest from my knowledge? What do you mean? I don't think so? Yeah. No, I think that is the perfect excuse. It's no coincidence that at this very moment I noticed Faust looking in my direction. I don't know if I made the right choice here, but Faust nodded lightly, as though to say that I did. I stopped hesitating and the tick-tocking noise came to a stop. Very well then. However, I cannot help but admit that I felt some degree of anxiety as I watched Don Quixote walk away as though nothing had happened. Hi, Tony Elios. I think I'm gonna stop here for tonight, so although I appreciate you showing up, I'm kind of pooped. I'm getting a little tired. I'm losing it is 12. So next thing is the dungeon anyway. Okay. I don't think I can do that. I need to go to sleep. I haven't been sleeping well recently, so I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm sorry, boss, but we can do the story. We can sort of ramp up into the dungeon next time. Alright, good night, everyone. Yep, I'll do it.